Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 12 of Power Up. My name is Marchese, otherwise known as the Beast NJ, and with me as always is my faithful sidekick and co-host Gregory Virga.
I don't know if you're watching the video version, but if you are welcome for the shimmy, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
This is Power Up, your number one favorite superhero podcast.
What?
And you know what, Greg? You can catch this show on Saturdays afternoons.
Oh my God!
Audio.
Pause the show. Did you hear what happened?
No, what happened?
We're number one in North Korea.
That is amazing. Thank you guys so much for celebrating this milestone with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, North Korea, for being so North Korean and loving superheroes so much. As I was saying, this is Power Up, your first stop for all things superheroes. You can catch this show on Saturday afternoons, audio or video, or if you can't wait that long, just become a patron over there at patreon.com/the Level Up Network for just a small fee.
In Spanish,
$1 or more. Not even a fee, really. It's more like a donation. Donate to poor kids like Greg, who just want to get better Beats headphones. So if you do donate $1, you can get this show on Tuesdays. That's a whole 5 days earlier. Greg, let's start.
All the money
this
actually
massive...
goes to me attempting to get a nose job. So
don't be so hard on your schnoz, Craig. You know.
No, it's my trademark. This is like Jay Leno's chin.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm with that.
Yeah. Good analysis.
So let's get into this massive show. First of all, what's going on? How you doing? What's been happening?
As far as life goes, kind of on the uphill struggle to bring it back to Greg's level where it needs to be, which is like 150.
Yeah, that's right.
Right now I'm only at like 98.
Rocking like 125.
Yeah, I'm only at like 110. But like I'll bring it up to 150 soon. And then as far as superhero goes, I'm almost done with Young Justice on Netflix. And I'm really sad about it because I love this show.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus. It's funny, after we had that conversation last episode, my buddy Kevin was like, dude, you should check out Young Justice on Netflix.
So good.
And I was like, well, everyone's watching this Young Justice. I've been super busy. I think we've talked about it. My girlfriend just moved in. I've been working a lot, finishing up my first session of school.
#hell.
So like, I watched like half of an episode and then I literally fell asleep, so I'm not made any progress.
So I found out it's not 2 seasons, it's 1 season of 26 episodes. So it's not 2 seasons of 13, which I lied to everybody last episode and told them that. But
same difference.
Yeah, same thing kind of. But the season 1, oh my God, it's so good. Like Batman's in every episode. They just cameoed Barbara Gordon in the episode I just watched. Like it's crazy.
I noticed that the voice actor for Batman was the same voice actor who did him in Under the Red Hood.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Also played the original captain in Star Trek, the remade Star Trek movie with Chris Pine.
Well, that's a fun fact. That part I didn't know.
Yeah. I forget his name. I don't know, something Kirkman, maybe? I don't know. Don't forget.
Robert Kirkman?
Is that a thing? Who's Robert Kirkman?
He does the Walking Dead comics.
I don't know.
You're like, yeah, Robert Kirkman. I love Bobby. Bobby's a great. What about you? How as far as life and superheroes?
Well, life is good. It's busy, but it's good. As far as superheroes go, I am officially knee deep in superhero television. I watched. Last week was the premieres of
Flash,
Gotham, also
Arrow. No, Gotham was third
the week
episode.
Before.
Yeah, Gotham was third episode. This is the third episode, Gotham.
Okay, well I caught up on Gotham, so I got to watch a new episode of Gotham on Monday night, and then I got to watch the Flash premiere on Tuesday night, and then I got to watch the Arrow premiere on Wednesday night. All 3 of which were very, very good.
That's exciting. I need to watch the Flash and Arrow.
About the Flash, Greg.
Yes,
I'm so happy that it's back.
Yes,
Look at him, guys. Look at him. The Flash so much. I just love that show so effing much.
Yeah.
I was sitting around yesterday waiting. Jem was like making dinner and like I didn't have anything to do with myself, so I was like, I'm gonna put on Netflix. And then like I don't know what happened.
On Netflix,
I just like scrolled to the season finale of Flash. Like my mind just went blank and I was just like, oh, I need to watch this again. It was so good. I just love that show so much. I'm so happy it's back. So let me tell you, you haven't watched any of them, right?
I haven't watched Arrow or Flash. I'm caught up on Gotham, though.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Gotham for a minute.
Okay, go for it.
Spoilers
for Gotham, episode 3 of season 2.
Gotham.
Correct.
Well, do we think what is going to happen now? Because as we were talking, the end of the episode, and by the way, I'll give you a thumbs up in the video version when you're ready to watch again, if you don't want the spoilers for Gotham. So just mute it, and then we'll give you a thumbs up right when you can.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
So, and then if you're in the audio
don't forget
version,
that, because I might forget.
I don't know. If you're on the audio version, just skip ahead a minute, I guess. So the end of the episode, who we thought was the Joker is sliced open by the neck.
So the whole part of this is what I'm thinking is they're gonna pull you don't watch Scream Queens, right, on Fox?
You know what's weird, to derail even further.
Yeah.
I watched the one episode of Scream Queens. I was like, this is funny. It's not really for me. I'm not gonna watch it again.
I love it.
I've somehow got sucked into watching every episode since, because Jen's family always comes over that night and they watch it, and then I just wind up watching it.
So good. But in one of the episodes of Scream Queen, spoilers for that, everybody, just in case you're not caught up on that, the kid slits his neck and makes it look like he committed or got murdered, and that he slit his throat open and bled to death. But it was like a mask. I'm thinking it's a mask in Gotham. I don't think he's dead. He's put on, the kid that plays Jerome is put on as a series regular, so I don't think he's dead. And I'm thinking it has to be fake. Like, this is like the Joker being crazy.
He was brought to the corner, though.
I know, but I don't know. I think it's
he was like dead frozen with this crazy, creepy smile on the face.
That was cool. I like that part.
So what's more interesting to me, though, is what happened after that, which is there's a big long quote from Jerome's father in the beginning about how he'd be a plague of sickness on the city forever. That would be his legacy. So then at the end, after he dies or not dies potentially, we see all these citizens in the city, like criminals, or not even criminals, just regular citizens, start going kind of mental and like just doing horrible things and taking on that crazy Joker laugh. So what did you make of that? Was that
was a little bit too much for me. That kind of reminded me of the season 1 episode of the Red Hood gang. Do you remember that episode at all? They had the one guy that they were trying to portray as Red Hood, and then everybody just all of a sudden was buying Red Hoods and like walking around the city with them. I have no idea what to make of it. The thing that makes me sick about that is like, I was kind of liking Jerome as the Joker. Like I loved him. Season 1, like I was not sold on it at all. Me and you were like, really? Like they're bringing the Joker on the show now? Like this is just come on, like why? But season 2 now, like I was totally for him. The first 2 episodes, he crushed it, especially the episode 2 of season 2, where like he's like portraying, like you just saw like the little hints of the Joker, his laugh when he's just killing cops and the thing, like he's maniacally insane, and I totally accepted him and I was liking him for it. But now, and then episode 3 happened, I'm like, wait, what? He's kind of like my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, I know. I was disappointed by that. And then as far as the people in the city, what I took away from that, it almost made it look like everyone in the city was like gassed and started like reacting. But like that's not really what I think happened. It's like what I took away from it is that like there's a bit of the Joker
in us all
that lives inside of like anyone who's just on the edge of being good or bad, who's just unstable. And I think what they're trying to convey, if he is actually dead, is that's
kind of how the Joker,
maybe that's going to be their take on the Joker. You know what I mean? Maybe that's going to be it. Maybe they're not going to go that far with the Joker, but there's also the possibility that he might not be dead, like you said.
I don't want him to be dead because he was crushing the character. Like his laugh was on point, like his psychosis, like his mental level, like that's crazy. Like that he was.
I liked him a lot. I'm really hoping it was a fluke.
And especially because they're putting Barbara up to be Harley Quinn, and I like their dynamic even. Like they're both psychopaths, and I loved seeing them on screen together. They were like really good.
I'll tell you what I got super excited about is when they're at the banquet, the charity event, and the Joker is posing as the magician. And after all the tricks are over and they start firing on the crowd and everything, and Bruce Wayne's like behind the curtain and he's calling him out. And he's like, the first one to die will be Bruce Wayne. I was like, oh man, this is the first time we're seeing these two like clash. Dude, I wanted that to be a much
moment. I was just gonna say the same thing. I like that moment, but I feel like that could have been such like they could have previewed that as like the duel, like that we've all been waiting for, and like it would have been like crazy.
I ruined it for myself because I built this whole elaborate thing out of my head. I was like, okay, because they showed him behind the curtain, and then they went to commercial, and I was like, dude, this is just a look into my mind real quick. So I was like, dude, what if Bruce has had enough and he's like, I don't care, I'm going out there, and like he walks up the stage, and then the Joker's like, whatever, blah blah blah, we're gonna kill you and this and that, and then Bruce is like, and then Bruce just like gives him like one clean shot to the face, and then the Joker's just looks at him or something, and then Bruce would say something like get used to that, or like the first of many, or like something like that. That would have been fucking perfect.
Oh my god, I would have been so happy.
Just a little something, you know. And then I got really excited about that happening. Then it came back to commercials, and then that didn't happen. I was like, oh, well, that sucks. But it was cool. I like it. So
I love what you think of during commercial breaks.
it's a scary thing.
Dean's actually going to write for Gotham now, guys. Just so you know.
I thought it was very good. Though.
Power Up. This is his last episode.
I don't want to spoil anything for you in terms of Flash and Arrow, but Arrow.
I'm excited. I'm watching him today, so
Arrow was very good.
Do we get Legends of Tomorrow this week?
I don't know. That's a good question.
We might get Legends of Tomorrow because now that's been previewing a lot. So I don't know if that's just like people are reviewing that just because it's a thing, or
there's
if
a lot of
that's
talk about that at Comic-Con too. I'm not really sure, but we'll find out. I guess.
Well, probably right.
But Arrow was very, very good. They go.
My girl Felicity on point.
Yeah, dude, they get right into it. Like Arrow, like Stephen Amell was very much a different guy. Like you can just see the way he's acting as Oliver.
Ollie
is just different. It's right off the bat. They like get it right out of the way. Like he's not the same. Now, it's great. It's funny. It does the action well. It introduces Damien Dark. Everything's great about it. I really wish you've watched it because something amazing happens at the end.
I'm scared.
And I'm really excited to talk about it. So let me know when you do watch it.
Yeah, I'm watching it literally today.
Like immediately. I want to talk about that. And the Flash.
How was the Speedy holdout?
Flash was amazing, dude. Can I give you just one scene from the Flash real quick?
Yeah, of course you can, please.
They have a Flash Day parade, as we saw in the
in the preview
photos, and like no one's sure if he's gonna show up, and I won't spoil that why for you, but no one's sure if he's gonna show up, and then the guy's like just about to give up. They're trying to give him the key to the city. It's very much like the Spider-Man 3 Spider-Man parade thing. And then like the last minute, like he just like zooms in, and he just like looks out at the crowd, and everyone's like, and he just like gives this like smooth ass wave, and I was like, dude, he's back. The Flash is back.
He's such a pimp. I fucking love Grant Gustin. Grant Gustin's the shit.
I can't wait till you watch that. I'm excited to talk with you.
I'm really excited.
I'm before you jump into your favorite segment.
I was just gonna say, let's dive into my favorite segment.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the rumor roundup.
It's the rumor roundup, y'all. I love it. I always do the lasso. I always do the lasso.
Is so palpable. I'm waiting on the edge of my seat for the song.
It's my favorite thing. I had a dream that Dean and I were in the Wild West, and it was like the movie Bad Boys with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, but like in Western times. And Dean was Martin Lawrence, and I was Will Smith.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why. You think it would go the opposite way, but it didn't.
I don't really and you just named, but I'm on board. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Oh, thank you.
Jumping into our first rumor, director F. Gary Gray is reportedly being eyed to direct Black Panther.
This is the director, if you guys don't know, out of the big hit that just happened, Straight Outta Compton, and he was also tied to, or being eyed to direct Captain America: The Winter Soldier back in the day before the Russo brothers got their hands on it and won the prize. What do we think?
I think Straight Outta Compton, crazy motherfucker named Black Panther. No, Straight Outta Wakanda, crazy motherfucker named T'Challa. I think I don't know. I didn't see Straight Outta Compton, but I heard.
Did you just say Nutella?
No. His name is like what's Black Panther's name? It's like something crazy.
Oh, you said his actual name. Yeah, but I thought you said licking on Nutella. I'm like, what is
fun too? But
I thought you were just.
Isn't it like it's like T'Challa or like N'Challa?
It's like something with like an apostrophe and then it's like ba. It rhymes with Coachella.
You nailed it.
I feel like that's how I would describe his name.
It's hard to pronounce.
I don't even know. I've never known how to pronounce it.
T'Challa. I was close.
It's Coachella?
T with a T. T-Chala.
Titschella?
T'Challa. Just a T and then Challa. T'Challa.
The Goblet of Fire. That's what I took out from that.
Anyway, I don't
if
know.
he directed this only because he's dealt with the race, and that's what everyone keeps saying is like going to be the big part about Black Panther is going to be that he's the first Black superhero that we're seeing. He's in the forefront, and he handled Straight Outta Compton amazingly. That was such a box office sensation that nobody expected or
I want to see that. I heard it was very good.
Me too. Me too. I'm very stoked to see it, and that was.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I think what's boding well for him is that film was supposed to be about like strong African American men, and I think that's what probably drew them to have him take on Black Panther. They want to present this guy. He's royalty. They want to present him as like a respectful, strong man. You know?
Yeah, and that's what originally Ava DuVernay was supposed to do. The woman that directed Selma, was it called?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting it confused with the video game I just played, Soma, so I'm not sure what the movie was called.
Selma, right?
I think it's Salma or Selma, something like that. But the Martin Luther King movie, regardless, that came out last year, and they wanted her to take it over just because she represented the race in such a strong, amazing way, like you said. So 100%, I could see him totally taking over that movie. I would like for him to take over the movie. I'm just excited that we're getting a fucking Black Panther movie. Like, that's crazy.
The more I'm not gonna front like I'm like a crazy Black Panther fan or anything, but like the more I see from Civil War of Black Panther, I'm really excited.
Yeah, same.
And I really enjoyed. I was watching Age of Ultron over the weekend with Jen, and like I like that setting. I just like being in Wakanda. I thought it was cool. It was so different.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it switches up the scenery. That's like now that I'm playing through the Uncharted collection, throw another video game reference in there for everybody. It's like going back and like playing the first one. It's just all jungles, and then knowing that the second one has like Tibet and like the mountains and the snow. It makes me happy. I'm excited.
Me too. So moving on to number 2, Marvel has teased Civil War 2 in the comics for 2016.
The thing that's crazy about this is like this is the only thing that we know about it. Comic book stores got cards that said Marvel, that said Roman numeral 2, and then on the back 2016, with a picture of Captain America or Iron Man, excuse me, punching Captain America. So what else would this be?
It's got to be Civil War 2. I am really hoping it's Civil War 2.
That would be awesome, and especially because now there's all this hype around the movie. Like, to imagine that we get like another Civil War movie at some point. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Spank me and really call me Gregory. Am I right? Or am I right?
That's my favorite. Civil War is my favorite, like comic book storyline.
Retweet.
Of all time. Personally, that's my personal favorite.
No, not of all time. It's a good one. It's one of my favorites, but it's not of all time.
No, it's my personal.
Oh, your personal favorite. Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's the best one of all time. I no delusions about that. I mean, it's standing up against like the Dark Knight Returns and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying.
But for me personally, the characters in that story, I find them. It brings in so many great things. Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
That's where that comes into play, and like it just brings in so many cool things. I really love Civil War. So my only worry is that like they don't screw it up because the first event was so huge.
Yeah.
We never gave a thumbs up, by the way, for people to tune back in. So
I was just gonna say, yeah.
It just brings in so many huge events. So that's gonna be tricky to pull that off again. But I hope they can do it.
Yeah, I would be excited to. I would read it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just hope it's not just for the overhype. But I feel like that Marvel doesn't put out anything bad, so regardless, they'll be good.
No, even their bad stuff is still like decent.
It's still decent. Yeah, exactly.
So moving on to number 3, a new Justice League cartoon is set to premiere on Cartoon Network in the fall.
Wicca, what?
Let me tell you why this news is so good, Greg. Because I just lowered my cable bill by about $100 by canceling almost every channel, and the ones that I do have include Cartoon Network.
Yes. Okay, so that's awesome. Number 1. Number 2, we've talked about the Justice League cartoon multiple times on our show, and the best part about this is it's one of my favorite cartoons. If they brought this back, so this is okay. So the first rumor we reported on for Justice League was that the whole voice cast was getting back together to shoot and film something in the studio, and this was back in what was that? D23? Is that the expo? Mm-hmm. Disney's expo? Yeah, that was back then. So now that it's coming out, what we saw on this was Cartoon Network Canada, because good old Canada, they tweeted out and said, oh, there's likely answering a fan's comment of when are you guys gonna like start showing reruns of the Justice League cartoon? And he said there's a new one to premiere, probably not until later this fall. And now it's since been removed, blah blah blah. But like somebody obviously spilled the beans.
That
on
makes
that. Like,
sense because you remember, I forget which episode that we talked about where Kevin Conroy was in a panel and he was like, "Oh yeah, the whole cast of the Justice League is here. We're working on something." You know what I mean?
It's all adding up.
That's awesome. It is all adding up.
If this comes to fruition, I hope that, for me personally, I would love for them to continue, because Justice League, the original series, was an awesome show. Then they had Justice League Unlimited, which was another 2-season show that continued Justice League, which was also incredible. So if they continue Justice League Unlimited, because there's still so many lingering questions they never got to finish because they got canceled, like, I would be so freaking happy. And then they bring back Young Justice, and then Greg's life is complete.
2 questions for you.
Hit me with it.
1, what kind of animation do you think it'll be? Do you think it'll be more like the Green Lantern show, where it's like kind of CGI, Beware the Batman type of stuff? Or do you think it will be like it's obviously not hand-drawn anymore, but that hand-drawn style?
I think it'll be more in the vein of hand-drawn, like 2D
animation.
I think it would have to be more that way. Just because
okay. It works for the Avengers cartoon works for that. It still looks great.
Yeah, I don't think it looks bad at all. It looks more of like some of the newer stuff too. I don't know if you watch the Avengers Confidential on Netflix, the Black Widow like manga. It's like a Japanese story.
Yeah, that was like anime.
It was okay, but like that kind of art style kind of freaks me out. And then I feel like that's where like more of the newer stuff are trying to go. And like for some stuff it works. Like I love Naruto, I loved Pokemon. Like that stuff is like Japan. That works for anime. But then, like I don't know. It's Japtastic. That's a word.
It is now.
Okay. But yeah, I would love to see more in the old vein of the old cartoons. Even Justice League Unlimited from the original Justice League had a switch. I would like to see the show do a cartoon style like Star Wars Rebels, because right now they are the best graphical quality of cartoons I've ever seen.
Well, that's what I mean. That's kind of like that Green Lantern, Beware the Batman CGI-ish.
Yeah, but they're more new. Like Clone Wars, the jump from Clone Wars to Rebels is drastic. Like you can tell the difference. Like Clone Wars is more like Beware the Batman and Green Lantern. Like Rebels is like on its own level. Like it's phenomenal.
I fell off of Clone Wars fast.
What?
I don't know. It's just not enough time in the day, and I wasn't finding it that interesting.
If you're gonna watch anything, watch Young Justice, and I'll redeem you.
I will watch that because I watched what I saw the first episode. I was like,
yes,
I like this. Good. We had Superman and Batman, and Robin was getting real pissed that he wasn't allowed to watch that. I was like, yeah,
Robin's the shit. Robin's the shit.
Second question before we move on about this: the cast, Greg. How do you feel about Kevin Conroy being?
Oh my God!
I'm gonna tell you. It's really going to make or break this idea for me if Kevin Conroy's not
because
there.
he was.
He was
in the first two, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. So if they didn't carry it over, it depends.
Forever.
It depends. If it's a continuation of the old series or if it's even a reboot of the old series, if they're trying to keep that storyline intact in any way, shape, or form, it needs to be Conroy. The only reason I would be okay with them switching the voice of Batman is if this was like trying to do its own thing. But like in this series alone, we had like Jon Stewart hooking up with Hawkgirl. Like we had a whole bunch of love couples. We had Batman and Wonder Woman. Like that was how they got shipped originally. Bruce and Diana went to all the events, and like they finally found out each other's secret identities in this show. Like so much happened love wise that like if they were going to continue, they'd have to.
Don't think it's okay for Kevin Conroy not to.
Well, he's always Batman.
He needs to be Batman.
He should always be Batman.
If they don't get Kevin Conroy, you know what? I didn't at first, but the guy who does them in the more recent run of the animated movies,
like Assault on Arkham and stuff.
Assault on Arkham was actually Kevin Conroy.
Not Assault on Arkham. What's the one that I'm thinking of that just came out?
Batman vs. Robin. Batman. Son of Batman. The one who's been doing that one, Justice League War and all that. Yeah. I forget his name, but he actually grew on me. I like him. Or get old Roger Craig Smith, who did the voice for him
would be good.
He
would be
Origins.
Good. Yeah.
Also the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog and Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed.
Chris Redfield from Resident Evil.
No doubt.
Yeah, retweet.
I would be okay with
I'd be very okay with him.
We gotta speed. Yeah. Let's speed through these last 3 rumors because we have so much effing news today.
Hit me with it.
Number 4, Justice League Dark movie to shoot next year with Scott Rudin and Guillermo del Toro producing.
Good pronunciation on that.
Didn't know about it?
Yeah. Justice League Dark movie, they want to associate this with the Justice League. Once they establish that, they're going to run these simultaneously if this rumor is true. And Guillermo del Toro was originally supposed to direct this. It's supposed to be more in the vein of like horror, and it's supposed to be like a lot more gritty issues and a lot darker. Originally, when this movie was scrapped, it was because it got a rated R rating and DC was not about it. But as we can see from another news story that we'll be reading later on, this could totally be true now at this point.
I think they're getting a little ahead of themselves.
Retweet.
With this. Retweet. I feel like you put out Dawn of Justice. Let's hope that goes well. You make sure Affleck's got the Batman under control.
Yeah, because we have yet to see Batman vs Superman. Like that's what everyone we need to put this in perspective.
Even from the trailer, like, which is good, like we discussed before. I like not seeing too much from the trailers, but like we really haven't seen him even act as Batman yet. We haven't seen much of anything. You see how that goes. Justice League, you see how that goes. Then maybe you worry about a Justice League Dark. I feel like this is
in comparison, if people don't know what this is kind of like the Avengers and then Guardians of the Galaxy is what Justice League Dark is.
Right.
Just to give you reference.
So, well, let you guys know more about that when we know more. Moving on to number 5, Marvel Studios has canceled Inhumans movie.
So this is
do we
yes,
care?
because this is Robert Kirkman's other comic line, and if you guys don't know, Robert Kirkman writes The Walking Dead. This is a superhero storyline, and this comic is one of I've tried to ship this comic to everybody. I love it. It's just it reminds me very much of Powers, but I hate Powers. It's in that same vein though of like just gritty superhero stories that are just told because like from the people's perspective, not like from the telling as a like, oh, I'm a superhero, I'm cool. Like they go through all of that, but then like when it gets down to it, like they're just normal people at the end of the day, and that's what I love that this comic does. Well,
the good news is you can get your Inhumans fix.
I was just gonna say
ABC's Agents of Shield.
Or no, well they're developing.
I'll take that paycheck, Disney.
They're supposedly supposed to be developing an Inhumans TV series to run along Teen Titans and make a superhero block on TNT. That's the other rumor going around, but.
A superhero block on TNT.
I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that. Unfortunately, I don't have TNT.
Oh, your life.
I'll get it back. If there is that's the thing. There's all these channels that like I wasn't watching, and we were paying. Our cable bill was like $240.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I don't watch TV that much. I watch movies when I watch anything, or I watch Netflix, or I play games. And I was like, this is way unnecessary. But if there's things like that happen where it's worth it for me,
or just go to like TNT.com and watch it that way.
Yeah. There's always something. So let's move on to the news. And with that said, just know that there will not be a topic of the week this week because
New York City Comic-Con happened.
And we have just so much news.
We have all the news.
Just not enough time in the day, you know, Greg?
All of the news for all of yous, and we love you.
We have a whopping 25 stories.
It's not even a lot.
You got yourself something to drink, Greg? You ready to strap in for this?
I should have gotten iced tea, but I'm okay.
You didn't get an iced tea. Do you want to get an iced tea? I can cut and edit this back together.
I'm perfect.
All right, well, let's get started. Number 1, Tom Hulkenberg. Mad Max also scored with Hans Zimmer on Batman vs. Superman, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Man of Steel, and The Dark Knight Rises is set to score Deadpool.
So this only means that Deadpool is going to be the best movie ever. Like we're thinking it's going to be.
Much.
Like what?
Pretty much. The music for
stop. Man of Steel, stop. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 2, shut your mouth. The Dark Knight.
We haven't heard anything from Batman v Superman yet. Right.
Well, in the trailers, that's all him.
Yeah, but I haven't really heard like too much like music.
What?
The trailers.
Go rewatch the Batman vs Superman, all the trailers, and I bet you anything you will poop and then text me that you're pooping.
Okay, we'll do. And I'll tell you what, right now.
Yeah.
Man of Steel.
Yes.
That was all Hans Zimmer, dude. Yes. That had Hans Zimmer dripped all over it, the little violins and this and that.
But I think the thing that gives him validity is that his last name is Hulkenborg.
True that.
So,
I think the thing that gives him validity is Mad Max, because
that was awesome. There's no talking and no talking.
Exactly my point is it relied heavily on the surrounding audio.
And he nailed that theme, that tone. He nailed that.
So I think that's what really he has voting for him.
And he did that one. That was not the one that was his only one that he did solo out of all the ones we listed. Everything else he co-scored.
So that's exciting. Sounds like the guy's going to be around for a while. He's worked on some big stuff. He's working on this now, so good for him.
Everybody tweet to him, #Hulkenborg.
#the Borg. Number 2, Jesse Eisenberg launches viral marketing campaign as well as continues to tease for Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Here's a quote from him. "This movie is so different. It has real psychological underpinnings, and this movie character feels like a real scary person."
He also said in an interview this week at New York Comic Con, the stuff that pits him against Bruce Wayne, especially or Batman, is finally how he's gonna end up manipulating Superman just like we thought. And the rivalry that starts between them is because they're both businessmen at the end of the day, but they both have such different ideals about how to go about that.
Right.
And that's so cool that they're bringing that part into the films, just because that's such a like underkey story in like the Justice League animated series and like the comics and everything. So that's really cool. I'm excited. I really hope he can nail this role.
I'm very excited.
Everyone's skeptical for him, but I think he's gonna crush it.
Well, another interesting thing that I just recently learned actually is there was a tweet from Lex Luthor's, official Twitter that they're using to market the movie with. There was like an ad or something in like Forbes magazine, and he tweeted out, "Dad would be so proud," implying that he's not actually Lex Luthor, but Lex Luthor's son.
That would be crazy.
Here's the thing. Here's what I fall down on that, and this is what I said last night on the Level Up show. We talked about this for a minute. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's Lex Luthor's son. His dad could just be blank Luthor. He could just be like Richard Luthor. You know what I mean?
Oh, that I'd be okay with, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like,
I need him to be Lex Luthor. He can't.
I think it's not like Lex Luthor Jr. Like, I think this is still supposed to be Lex Luthor, and his father was just.
I can't deal with anomalies.
Like,
I can't have this be a Gotham DC movie, Dean. I need this to be the DC universe that I know, that I want to be told to the people.
The one you deserve,
and the one
the one you need right now.
Retweet.
Yeah.
That was good.
I think it's still Lex. I think that's what I read out of it immediately. Everyone seriously, I don't know, maybe there's another bit of news I missed, but everybody seriously was like, "That's Lex Luthor Jr. It's Lex Luthor's son." Like, that's not how I read that.
Why do they all sound like the guys that worked the crane in the first Amazing Spider-Man? Lex Luthor's son, we'll get it for you, Spidey. Go get him.
As like, I don't know. It's like, it's just he's got a dad, obviously, right? Doesn't like everyone comes from a dad and a mom, so
you need a sperm and an egg.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like to me. It's not like, like if he
his
signed
dad's the one
tweet,
that shaves his head.
Yeah, like it's not like if he had like
child.
signed the tweet off like Lex Luthor Jr., I'd be like, well, then that's obvious. But I think he's just like, Dad would be proud. Like, you know what I mean? Like Tony Stark talked about his dad. That doesn't mean his dad was the first Iron Man. His dad was Howard Stark.
Howard is a good name, I wanted to say. Sorry.
All right. Well,
that's what I took away from that.
That's where I come down on it. Moving on to number 3, Seth Grahame-Smith will write and direct the Flash movie.
Okay.
Who was the author, which is interesting, the author of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Not the film. I want to be clear about that. He didn't do anything with the film.
The book is good. The book is really.
I heard the book is fantastic, and the movie actually sucked. I heard the book is fantastic, and that the movie bombed.
Yeah, the movie was heinous.
So that's really interesting that he was an author. He had really nothing to do with.
Totally on board. I'm just confused about the directing aspect of it. I'm okay with him writing it. I just don't know what else he's directed, but I know like he shot, like he's wrote for a lot of stuff too.
Well, yeah, he says here he wrote screenplays for Dark Shadows, which was the Johnny Depp adaptation from the 70s TV show, which I actually enjoyed. Good movie. And Beetlejuice 2, which isn't out. We haven't seen it, so we don't know.
But
and the Lego Batman movie, which we also haven't seen yet.
But that's
I'm excited for both.
All of those dark.
Yeah.
Which is nice to note because the Flash is kind of
the Lego Batman movie, potentially not really so much.
But like the darker version of the Lego movies, I would
like dark humor.
Yeah. But I like to notably point that out just because the Flash movie, like, what if that goes a darker, more realistic route and follows the vein of like Batman vs Superman and stuff? Because we are getting the comical one in Grant Gustin on CW. I would like to see a dark Flash.
I would not. I really wouldn't. It's okay for him to have a dark world around him, like if he winds up. I mean,
that's what I meant. But like him still be humorous and stuff in that world.
That world is dark, but I think the Flash solo movie needs to be within the same tone as the Flash, the CW Flash, because that's the character. That's what he does. He brings levity to the situation. He's the comedic relief a lot of the times. And he's also got a great heart. So like I don't want to see him be like brooding like Batman.
He does have a great heart. That's bullshit. I like that.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, we got enough of that in Batfleck. Look at him with all his angst.
Exactly. And that's fine. He's supposed to be that way, and I like it. He's old and bitter.
It's like his parents got shot in front of him or something. Like,
I know, you would think so. Tom Hiddleston has revealed why Loki was cut from Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I did. This is sad.
So here's what happened. Hiddleston was quoted saying, "I was part of the dream sequence for Thor." In the dream sequence, he's talking about when Scarlet Witch watches.
She's like, "Listen, I'm Elizabeth Olsen. Here I come." Yeah.
Right. I was part of the dream sequence for Thor. Then Joss emailed me. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. This is a direct quote. Then Joss emailed me. Basically, Kevin said that in test screenings, audience had overemphasized Loki's role. So they thought that because I was in it, I was controlling Ultron, and that it was imbalancing people's expectations. So Joss and Kevin were like, let's cut it because it's
that makes sense.
People.
I don't think Loki needed to be in the film. I think it works without him. I like the film, and as much as I love Loki, like you had multiple movies, like he
needed a break. I needed a break.
Retweet on that.
Now, with that said, I do feel like that just kind of says like the general audience is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Right. Like
well, that's what, but it's true.
Based on test audiences.
Yeah.
So people watch this movie like, I don't get it. Does that mean Loki's a robot? Like
once again, the crane construction workers from The Amazing Spider-Man. Everybody.
Captain America cameoed in Thor: The Dark World. So why? Like isn't any more likely in that movie that they were like, "Oh, Loki is Captain America." You know what I mean? Like it's very obvious.
I think the general audience like. I don't think they see every movie. You see that from the box office. It's like the general audience see the Avengers and they're like, holy crap, that's something I need to see. They see Iron Man and they're like, I'm seeing that one. Captain America, maybe. I feel like he kind of falls in the middle. I still feel like Iron Man's the best property with Captain America on the rise. But like Thor, I know a bunch of people who haven't seen any of the Thor movies at all, but still have seen Avengers and Winter Soldier and Iron Man's 1 through 3.
Well, you know what I say to that? Fuck those people.
I agree.
If you're not going to put the time in and watch every movie, then you don't get to say what's confusing and what's not.
As Drake once said, 0 to 100 real quick, everybody. That was Dean. You know what I say to those people? I thought you were going to be like, you can watch those movies. They're pretty good. You're like,
I don't like that
shit.
I don't like that shit. I know people who also are like... Yeah. Or like, yeah, I saw Iron Man 3, but I didn't watch the first 2. And then I'm like, no,
that's not.
You don't get to watch the third one. Yeah. You fucking put the time in, or you watch none of it. That's all.
You didn't help bake the cake. You didn't help watch the cake bake.
Exactly.
So you don't get to eat the cake.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
I'm a good analogy maker.
Moving on to number 5, Will Smith says he's never met Jared Leto. I have a couple things to say about this.
Yeah, this is weird.
So the quote is from Will Smith: Suicide Quads
Love those
is insane.
quads.
I've never actually met Jared Leto. We worked together for 6 months and we've never exchanged a word outside of action and cut. I literally have not met him yet. So the first time I see him will be, hey Jared, what's up? He was all in on the Joker. So why?
Can we break this down for the people?
Yeah. Yeah,
let's start off first. This is where it ticks me off. You never met Jared Leto. You never once had a fucking conversation with the guy. If that's the case, how serious is he taking this Joker role? Because if he's walking around at customs while they're all making turkey sandwiches and shit on the table in between each scene, and he's like like laughing like the Joker, like that's not happening. That's not.
I would have gotten to it. I would have fought him. I would have been like, you be normal, or I'm gonna hurt you.
Yeah, right. Like that's too much. Like
it is too much.
But like then I think of it on the flip side. Heath Ledger went into the Joker the same exact way. He locked himself in his hotel room and he got into this character. So if Jared Leto did a situation like that, I would be okay with that. Like
I don't know though, like because I've seen pictures of like Heath Ledger on set and stuff and like getting his makeup done and like he's totally normal, like he smiles like a normal dude for the camera, not like a Joker smile. You know what I mean? Like he was in character, but like he understood that like he's an actor.
It's two separate worlds,
like, like when you feel like just play the fucking character. Why do you really need to be like, no, I am the Joker for the next like 6 months? Like, dude, just fucking play the character, then like.
And that's how I originally read the situation. And he's one of those actors that's like a method actor. That's like I become the characters I play. It's like really, dude. Like you don't, because at the end of the day, your birth certificate says Jared Leto. So get it through your head that you're Jared Leto. So.
Yeah, I don't mean to diminish the quality of what he does. I think
me too. I love,
especially in Dallas Buyers Club. He blew
phenomenal in that movie.
But
and Mr. Nobody on Netflix. If anybody's seen that, phenomenal movie. Love him in that.
I just think it's like it's a little over the top.
Yeah,
the weirdness.
I totally agree with you. I don't want him to go over the top because it's a superhero movie. Like your artwork is great. Bring that amount of your effort and your quality of work to this role of the Joker, but don't tell me that you now are in the Joker. Like,
he was
you're
like
not.
sending rats and stuff to his other cast members. Did you read that story?
Yeah,
like, sending
yeah,
like,
like,
dead rats and shit.
yeah.
Like, I love working with you guys. Here's a dead rat.
I'm like, what?
What?
I know he's weird though.
Christian Bale is method actor too, but like he didn't walk around on set like beating up crew members like he was Batman. He just walked around. He
in American Psycho stabbing people.
Yeah.
Like what?
He did actually keep his American accent on. If you watch the extras on the Batman Begins Blu-ray, when they're interviewing him and everything, he doesn't have his like Cockney British accent. He speaks.
Yeah,
like,
I was just
America.
yeah. I saw that behind the scenes featurette, and you know who also does that? Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead. He's really British, and in between cuts and stuff, whenever he's there, he talks full American. The only time he goes back to his normal voice is when he's not shooting, which is
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like that.
That's a different. That's a different
I was just
version of method
that's
acting.
not what
you know, that's like you don't want to keep switching back and forth because then when you're doing takes, you might like. Your voice might like accidentally go back to how you normally sound, so that makes sense. But
otherwise, he's just a Cockney Brit.
I'm excited though. I'm excited to see what he brings to the Joker.
I'm giving it a chance. I'm not going to be down on it. I'm going to give it a chance, and if it's terrible, then I'll tell you it's terrible, like Fantastic Four. # never forget.
I'm standing by what I said about him. I think his performance is going to be excellent. I just really, really still hate the way that character looks.
It's explained, but I don't want it to be that, so don't even say the words, you dirty bastard.
I know. All right, moving on to number 6. Joe Robert Cole of Amber Lake is in talks to write the script for Black Panther. Never heard of him?
I was just going to say, retweet on that. So next story.
Moving on. Concept art by Joe
I love
Quesada,
Joe.
Teasing... Yeah, I love that he's a bigwig and like he's still
have you like seen him in like interviews and stuff? He's so awesome.
Cool
I
dude.
just like him.
He seems very
I want to meet him one day.
I like him. You know what? All the folks over there.
They seem to be so chill.
Really
you know what I
cool.
think they do? This is how I picture Marvel Studios. They're all on like beanbag chairs. They're all like shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Maybe like they pass around like a blunt every now and then.
It's definitely not how it is, but I feel like that would be cool if it was. You know what?
You're like smiling. What are you about to say?
To the guys credited at DC, they're very cool too.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's why I love DC so much more. DC has shown. So. Dean is, guys. This has never happened live on the show. We're going into Dean's.
This DVD here, Necessary Evil: Supervillains of DC Comics, has a lot of interviews and stuff, with like Jeff Johns and like Jim Lee and stuff. All the like these big dudes over at DC, GC Warner Brothers, and they're all like super chill. So
they were all on Attack of the Show back when that was a thing, and that's how I really got to know them for like the first time. That's kind of how I really got into superheroes.
This came with I don't remember if it came with Injustice. I think it came with Injustice Gods Among Us.
Oh wow!
Video game.
That's kind of awesome. I might check that out.
If you haven't had a chance, it's very good, dude. I love it. I finally recently got around to watching
Necessary Evil.
It's great. So anyway, concept art by Joe Quesada teasing Daredevil Season 2 was revealed on a New York Comic Con exclusive poster, and it's awesome.
We have the poster. I want to frame it and put it on my wall. It's so beautiful. Look at he has like scruff on his face too. Like the attention to detail is unreal, number 1. Number 2, costume looks on fleek. And number 3, the art style is going to be my last point, is so on fleek, as the kids say. Yes. And that's, you know what this makes me want? Like an animated Defender series. Even though we're getting a live action one, I would watch that. Because I feel like they could be more gritty with a animated one, kind of like in the vein of like, especially because I just watched Son of Batman and Batman vs. Robin with you. Like those movies are brutal. Like, holy shit, those movies are scary. That's what DC always prevailed in the animated realm, is like they don't take chances. Like they just don't give a they don't care. Oh no, me too. I'm totally stoked for live action, but that's what I'm saying. Like Marvel excels in live action and DC excels in animated. And I just like a big one though. Like you need a big one. Yeah, like a big. I know, but it's look at it. We rank them. We should. Oh, we should do that on a soon episode. We need to rank them. Yeah. 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 And DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
We're stoked for Daredevil season 2.
I kind of picture me in the costume.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Retweet.
Moving on to number 8, Naomi Scott, who we discussed as being rumored to be cast as the Pink Ranger for the Power Rangers reboot, has officially been cast
Dun,
as
dun,
the Pink
dun.
Ranger.
She's hot.
I think that's who we both wanted.
Yeah,
right?
and out of the two girls, that's who we picked.
We
picked,
got
it was either between her, the girl from Sinister, and the girl from Sinister was kind of too
She's
sinister.
nice to look at. That Naomi Scott, she's so nice to look at.
She's really pretty and
She's
stuff.
got pretty face and long pretty hair.
Makes me kind of happy, y'all. So when we see her, I'm just gonna get a butter biscuit, and I'm gonna love her. Love me some Naomi Scoots.
I am happy she got it. I'm curious to see who's gonna be playing alongside of her.
Billy, Trini, and Zach. We still need.
And Jason.
Jason's the main one.
Yeah, all of them. She's the only one. That's what's so interesting. I thought they would wait and be like, here's your cast for the Power Rangers, but they're doing it one by one, which is weird. So
do you think they'll have a Tommy, the White Ranger?
No, they've actually confirmed that they're saving that for a potential sequel.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like an end credits thing. You know what I mean?
Were you a Jason and Kimberly shipper, or
yes,
a Tommy and Kimberly?
Jason all the way. Red Ranger was my fucking dude.
Retweet.
Everyone always goes like gets huge fucking boners for the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
But like Jason was always the leader in my eyes. I never saw Tommy as leader. I saw Tommy as like the lone wolf who's like the renegade who's like, I'll come help when I can.
Yeah.
But like, fuck you. Jason's always there with the team all the time.
Yeah.
Leading them into
It
victory.
reminds me of the struggle on Young Justice between Aqualad and Roy Harper, aka Speedy.
Yeah.
He leaves the team, but helps them out sometimes, which you'll get to see soon. I hope.
Yeah, he was like getting ready to leave already in the first episode.
That's what the first episode is, the divide.
I was like, oh, you seem a little brash, sir.
Roy Harper is
Give him a chance.
crazy in Young Justice.
Yeah, I don't fucking like his costume either.
No, but you like him. You'll like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
I know you.
Moving on to number 9.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited about and also a little confused about. New Captain America figure has been revealed for Disney Infinity 3.0.
Oh my God! Shut your mouth. What figure is it? Kinda. Oh my. Oh my. Can we just discuss that the figures for this game I would buy alone without the game? Oh, how is Princess Leia? Does she have the buns? Good for her. I like her bun. Yeah. Is it? But it's not this. It's not the new suit, is it? No. Yeah. And he has the mask on, right, on the first one? Yeah, so this is Steve Rogers. Yes, yeah. Which I love. Mm. What? Yes, that's what I read. That's weird. Oh, okay. That'd be weird. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. Without the figures, like who's gonna want to do that? Because isn't all your isn't it all attached to the figures though in that game? Like, isn't that how that works? Okay. 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 Oh, okay. What? That's awesome. I like that. Do you think Chris Evans got one for free?
I would hope so. I mean, yeah, I'm sure all he has to do is probably ask, and then they're like, "Yeah, dude, you're the."
I hope he doesn't have to ask. I hope they just kind of send him stuff because he's awesome.
So the Hulkbuster figure is an Ultron. They're available individually as on November 3rd.
That's so weird.
So I wonder if there's going to be a second figure.
I was just going to say, so what do you think? Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And that's going to be the playset, you know, the new Cap and somebody else.
Like, and they release like a whole pack of them.
Because there's usually, what they usually do is the playset piece and then 2 characters is the playset, and that's...
Oh, it's not 3?
No. The starter pack was 3.
That's
for Disney Infinity 2.0. The playsets, as they come out individually, are usually 2 characters and then a playset piece. And it's usually like $30, I think. Oh,
that's not terrible though.
That's not too bad, but you know what's interesting? Now I can't seem to find Ultron. Oh no! Still November 3rd. So yeah, there's got to be a second one. Maybe Ant-Man. Who knows?
Or the Wasp.
Maybe
Segway.
The Wasp. But quick break. Here's Princess Leia.
Oh, she's badass.
Yeah, I like the bottoms, how it's like the Imperial.
I was just gonna say the Imperial. Yeah.
That's cool. She's really cool. Luke, he's pretty dope.
Oh, he's awesome. Good for you,
Luke. He's
Luke.
cool because he's the first one to have. He's got his pistol and the lightsaber. You can switch off between weapons.
Oh.
And then of course, he's so good.
I'm sorry, but like that needs to be like mounted in a glass case somewhere.
Yeah, he's awesome, dude. I'm excited about this though. I can't wait to grab. I'm definitely. After I saw what the figure was, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get that." That's
Retweet.
fucking awesome.
Retweet.
So
I might buy it when I never owned Disney Infinity. So great.
Well, now's the time, dude. 4-player co-op. Hello.
I think of it like the old X-Men brawler game, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. I think it's gonna be like that, very much so. Moving on, Hasbro Studios presidents have plotted out their films. Ready? Transformers movies for the next 10 years. Sorry.
The thing that makes me sick about this is like, I thought, first of all, what was the last Transformers movie that even happened? Because I didn't even watch it. That was the Mark Wahlberg one with that random blonde girl.
Exactly. I forget what it was called.
Like, what was that? You can't make Transformers movies anymore. Just get over it. It lived, it died, let it be, as the Beatles once said.
Here's the thing, dude. They make so much money overseas with these movies. I don't know what it is, but like overseas, they think that this is like the greatest thing to ever happen, and they
because North Korea doesn't see giant robots. I see them every day in New York. Like I'm just over.
Very, very true. That movie was so bad, dude. I went and saw it with my buddy Eric, and it was like we were discussing afterwards, and I was like, that movie just played out as if a 4-year-old opened his toy box and like dumped his toys out all over the floor and like told the story.
Yep.
He was like, and there will be giant dinosaurs, and then a big magnet will suck them up, and then the big robots will come and shoot them down.
I like your little kid accent.
What is this, dude? It was so
It sounded like the son of one of the construction workers from the movie The Crane and the Amazing Spider-Man.
It was bad. I hated it. I hate this news story. I wish they would stop and just either give Transformers a break and let somebody else take it over, or just go stick with animated. I'm down.
Do like an animated TV show again. That would be cool. Hasbro, get your life together.
Agreed. Indeed. Moving on. Marvel Studios have announced Phase 3 news.
Dun, dun.
And it's exciting stuff, Greg. Are you ready
this
for
is all very exciting stuff.
This is one of my favorite stories of the day.
Me
too. Right now. Ant-Man and the Wasp announced July 6th, 2018.
Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. Woo!
Evangeline Lilly gets to be a part of the first Marvel film, or the first superhero film
that centers featuring a female.
The female.
Are we so excited for her?
Now here's the thing. I read that and I was like, well, that's not really true because Elektra, as bad as it was, happened. Catwoman happened. Let's say it's the first one that counts.
Are we counting Elektra and Catwoman? First of all, take Catwoman out because that's not.
No,
a thing.
I'm saying Ant-Man and the Wasp is the first one that counts.
Oh yeah,
as the female.
But I wouldn't even count Elektra or Catwoman because of what are those movies, especially Catwoman. The only one I could maybe give you a little bit of leniency on is Elektra, just because Jennifer Garner is beautiful.
But I mean, they did happen, so I mean, they're out there.
We'll say that they were released. but they didn't happen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
True.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I get
okay,
it.
cool.
I'm with you. But this is very exciting.
Good
I'm
for
excited.
her.
The title is cool. I'm excited for the Wasp to come
Finally.
into fruition. So all good things. Next up, Black Panther's original release date, which is now February 16th, 2018,
which is good.
has moved. And what was on that date? Did I say? Did I write it?
You wanna say, Bubba?
July. Wait, they announced Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out July 6th, 2018. Oh, which was Black Panther's original.
Yeah, and then it
release
moved
date.
from there up to February. Yeah.
Okay, so Black Panther was supposed to be July 6th, and now that's
you
Ant-Man and the
confused
Wasp.
yourself. I was like, wait. I was like,
did,
you
I
read it
did.
right, but then you just didn't.
And then Black Panther will now be February 16th, 2018, which is
that's what I'm
up
saying. It's sooner, which is
from where
good.
it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's
good
awesome.
news. Yes, they must be pretty confident.
Well, like we were
stuff.
reading before in the news, they've got their writer now, they got their director, so hopefully good things
Yeah.
are coming for you, Black Panther.
Maybe that's what. Yeah, maybe that's why they had given it so much room.
Good
They
for
were
you,
able to
T'Challa.
Get this together, so that's good.
T'Challa's getting
next up,
stuff
they
done.
announced Captain Marvel moved from November 2nd, 2018 to March 8th, 2019. That's a bit of a jump. But I mean, they don't have anything cast, and like they said recently, it's in very early pre-production. So
I'm not hurt by
that's
that.
fine. No, that's fine. We'll have plenty of superhero movies to keep us at bay for sure.
Doctor Strange.
Right. Now, my favorite part of this news:
This scares
Marvel has set dates for 3 mystery films, all coming out in 2020.
Yeah.
May 1st, 2020, July 10th, 2020, and November 6th, 2020. No names, no superheroes attached to them. We know nothing.
That makes me sick.
What do you think they are?
I'm thinking, stay with me.
Yeah, okay.
I want one of them. I think the July one is going to be a Defenders Netflix, but movie.
Fuck yeah.
Because
awesome.
I'm thinking summer blockbusters, and I'm thinking by 2020 they're gonna have all of the Netflix original shows. They're probably gonna have the Defenders main show. Why not do a movie?
I would like to see just a straight up Daredevil movie from the Netflix series. Like they spin out into the movies.
That would be
do
cool.
a Daredevil movie, and then they pick back up on the Netflix, and they're like, "Well, that was fucking crazy, wasn't it?" And
The
then
only
they
reason why I
carry on.
don't see that happening is just because on the individual shows themselves, I feel like they can't. Because then I feel like the people that don't see the movie having to know that continuity sucks. That's the only reason why I don't think they'll do that. The reason why I think they can do it with the Defenders is because the Defenders is going to eventually cross over. They're the B team of the Avengers. So
Right.
I feel like they
I'll
have to.
tell you this right now. One of these dates, my assumption would be May, because this character always comes out in May, is Spider-Man.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, because we haven't heard a release date for that.
No, and I mean it's happening. They said they're doing a Spider-Man solo film, and I think it's gonna be May. Did you ever notice that Spider-Man movies always come out in May?
Yeah,
Something to
that's
do with
very
Aunt
true
May,
because they always
but
come
it
out
happens.
around my birthday. It was when I usually see the movies on Crap Movie Tuesday. That's true.
So that's pretty cool. If that's true, I think that's gonna be Spider-Man right there. May 1st is Spidey. I think
July is Defenders.
July, if not Defenders, might be.
It needs to be a big one because it's a.
Secret Avengers.
Uh,
You know what I mean? Like they get Spider-Man out there, finally in a solo film, and then July they're like, they're gonna need Avengers first of all, because this is after the events of Infinity War.
Yeah.
People are gonna die.
Yeah.
I want to just rip that Band-Aid right off of your sensitive nipples right now. Okay.
sensitive nipples, ladies and gentlemen.
There's no way.
You told me you would never tell the fan.
There's no way Infinity War begins and ends in a 2-part series without at least
Half, if not 75% of them dying.
2 of them. I'm gonna say.
No.
No, I don't think they're not gonna kill half.
Yes,
Get out
they
of here.
are.
No, they're not.
They're killing.
But they're gonna kill some of them. They're
I
gonna
think-
kill at least 2, and I think they're gonna be big ones.
I'm thinking at the end of part 1, somebody on the side dies. I'm thinking Black Widow. I'm thinking somebody that we love, but we don't really love. And then I'm thinking at the end of part 2, I'm thinking they take out like one of the heavy hitters. I'm thinking Captain America, but now I'm kind of skeptical on that only because Chris Evans is like, yo, I want to keep being Captain America, and I don't understand why they wouldn't let him do that.
I think it's gonna be Iron Man.
So I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to be Tony Stark. That's what I was going to say.
You ever want to see a grown man cry?
Oh my god! If
RDJ,
if he falls in front of my eyes, I'll commit.
I'm going to be so sad, but I get it, and I understand why it needs to happen.
He can't do it forever. He can't do it forever.
And it's a cool arc. It's a great ending. He went from being a huge selfish dick to becoming like this totally other
Baby
person.
Jesus.
He became a hero. He became a philanthropist. He became like something
Jesus.
totally different.
Say the words.
He's had like so many different up and downs, and then like that would be like full circle. He dies doing something like crazy heroic.
Being true to himself, finally.
Yeah, like I would get it, but I will fucking hate it.
I'll cry. So I'm letting you know right now. I'll cry in the movie theater.
And then November 6th, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know what any of these will be. But the only one I'm really confident on is Spider-Man being in May.
Okay.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, I'm not confident on anything.
Okay, good to know. Moving on to number 12, The Incredibles 2 is set to release June 21st, 2019.
Okay, so the thing that's getting me with all of these movie release dates is, yeah, they're all a long, long time away, so they make me kind of sad.
Yeah, that one's really particularly bums me out because it's super far
and they moved it up. Like, it was originally supposed to come out in 2021. Right. Like, that's crazy.
But at least we know now, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Something.
I guess.
Some kind of consolation.
Always looking on the bright side.
Yeah, you gotta try. Gotta try to keep from crying, you know?
Think once.
Moving on to number 13, X-Men Apocalypse synopsis has been revealed. Let's blast through this one real quick. Since the dawn of civilization, he was worshipped as a god. Apocalypse, the first and most powerful mutant from Marvel's X-Men universe, amassed the powers of many other mutants, becoming immortal and invincible. Upon awakening after thousands of years, he is disillusioned with the world as he finds it and recruits a team of powerful mutants, including a disheartened Magneto, Fassbender, to cleanse mankind and create a new world order over which he will reign. As the fate of the Earth hangs in the balance, Raven, with the help of Professor X, must lead a team of young X-Men to stop their greatest nemesis and save mankind from complete destruction.
This movie's gonna be awesome. This movie's going to be fucking awesome, and I fucking love the cast of X-Men that they have currently, and I'm so excited I'm going to poop.
Yeah. I'm going to read this one. I'm going to jump ahead since we're already on it, and then we'll come back. Michael Fassbender also made director Bryan Singer cry during shooting X-Men.
Do we want to hear what made him cry? This is what Bryan Singer had to say. He said, ladies and gentlemen, while shooting... there came a scene that they were shooting, and he announced cut. Fassbender continued to go. He ad-libbed on a scene, giving it an extension, and as Bryan Singer described it as, quote, heartbreaking, and not a typical comic book scene at all. He added that he hopes it makes the cut in the end, because they already have a pretty long movie, but he cried and then asked him to do the scene again, and he said the second time he nailed it even better than the first. So what the hell scene do we think they're even talking about?
I don't know. They must have really liked it if he asked him to do it again so they could get it on
And he said he crushed it even better the second time. Like, what?
But like, what do you mean you hope? Like, you're making the damn movie. If it's that good, then it makes the cut. You tell us it makes the cut.
Because he loved the Rogue stuff, and he cut all that from Days of Future Past.
Yeah, but then don't talk about this, because now I really want
to
know
me
what
too.
It is.
If you're gonna talk about it, then tell me what the hell he did.
Yeah, put it on deleted scene.
Oh no, it's definitely gonna be like a thing, no matter what. It's that we're definitely gonna see it at some point. I just hope if it's being this amazing, like it has to be in the movie.
Yeah, I want to.
I want to cry, Bryan Singer. Sure. I'm a crier.
Yeah, I'm trying to cry. Moving on, number 14, new video interviewing the costume designer for Batman v Superman reveals concept art. This is a quick one, but I thought it was something cool to check out. So,
yeah, all the same. I like his web suit. He has more of a web suit. Yeah. I like that they don't do the underwear with him. I like the Man of Steel iteration. Yeah, it looks less like American superhero. I like the part where he flies and destroys the huge machine at the end. Spoilers for Man of Steel. Yeah. I love her. I know. Yes! I love it so much. Okay, so this is what I take away from it is like she's hiding, right? And then her first appearance, she just like rips off the shawl and she's like, "Motherfuckers, I'm Wonder Woman," and then she beats. I want her to go toe to toe with Superman. She doesn't have to be a sassy black woman about it, but I want a girl, especially as awesome as Wonder Woman, if she's gonna get her own solo movie and stuff, she needs to be put out there as like a strong role model for women. And retweet. Except Superman comes through full circle, but I want her to like pin him up against something and be like, listen, like you need to cut the shit. You know what I mean?
I'm talking like I want her to literally put him down. I want to see Superman. I want to see Superman be the one on his back on the ground, like looking up at her, like, oh shit, because it's always opposite. He's always the one on top. Like, are we finished? Yeah. And like, I want Wonder Woman to put him down and be like,
put him in his place. Yeah,
this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
you listen to me.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was gonna say. Is like as gritty as the costume take is on her, and it's not like very very skimpy either. Like she's showing some skin. She's still sexy, but like that's who Wonder Woman is. Like exactly. She looks strong and sexy. She doesn't look sexy for sexy's sake, which is awesome. Oh my god! Just literally give me this movie already. I just physically, I need this movie in my life. Except the utility belt's different. Yeah. The utility belt is not yellow. It's like the black. They like match the camo. Rather than like the cliche yellow. But I think it went off. I think it went off without a hitch. And I think he has more abs on the costume itself. He only has the 4 plates there. I think he has all 6 on the actual one. Yeah. I think. Yeah. But he looks yeah. 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 I'm excited. I just hope he's not too bulky of a Batman. Because I don't like bulky Batmans. I like the slim ones. Like Batman Beyond's my favorite Batman. No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, I hope, like, they even made him more bulky than the concept art, and like even the inspirational, like the comics that they're taking the story from. So I just hope he's not like I just hope in the movies he's not like a sluggish. Like, he's old. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
In this film. So like that's his thing. He's just a man. He's got to rely on his brute strength, and like I'm trying to feel those punches.
Batman's the poop.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Moving on to number 15, my second favorite story of the day. The new Lego Avengers trailer has launched, and it is so good that it makes me want to punch myself in the face, Greg. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this game. It revealed also that the game is going to cover Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Thor the Dark World, and Iron Man 3. That was cool because when this was first announced, I was like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to get another Lego game, and I'm especially happy to get another Lego Marvel game. But I was like, really? They're just going to do Lego Avengers? Like, that's only 2 movies. That's not a lot of content. And typically, the Lego games are like a good 35 hours long. So I was like, I don't know how that's going to work.
I'm just picturing like the Legos in the elevator scene in Winter Soldier, and it's making me happy, kind of.
God, dude, that would be so awesome. But I'm excited now. It's covering almost all of Phase 2 with the exception of Guardians and Ant-Man, which could be DLC.
I was just going to say, I feel like Ant-Man especially would definitely be DLC.
Yeah. Also, my last note on this one is it is the first Lego game on PlayStation Vita to feature the full open world.
Props to the PlayStation Vita for handling a game because it can handle games. It's cool that
they're getting some support. Yeah, it's like
what?
The Lego. If you're not familiar with Lego games, they have usually an open world format, and on the Vita and the handheld versions, they usually just break them up into levels that you just load those individual levels. But this is gonna have the full open world, so that's
the Vita is the poop diggity, and I'm happy that they're finally recognizing that and just not porting the fucking DS version over to it.
Yeah, I love my Vita.
Hashtag Vita.
Moving on to number 16, Disney XD renews Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy animated series.
Did you watch the premiere episode? I watched the premiere
yet.
episode, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this.
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look like something I'm gonna watch regularly.
It's very much skewed towards children. It's very much in the vein of the movie. It continues that story, which is why I kind of watched as long as I did, but it's just not for me. Not my show. Right. But good for them. Yeah. Season 2.
I feel you.
Go you guys.
Yeah, that's cool. They must have a following. The kids must like it. I'm gonna check out the premiere just to see it for myself. But it's not gonna be something I watch regularly. I watched some of the teasers and stuff, and I was like, all right, I get it. But
it does it.
Moving on to something.
This is my second favorite news story of the day.
Batman. This is up there. Batman: The Killing Joke could be rated R. Let me tell you something. I read that when I was writing this in, and I was like, did they just confirm that they're making a Killing Joke movie? And then I was like, oh, the animated movie. That's right. I forgot. Like, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Is this a live action?
Could you imagine if they did live? I don't think they could ever get away with live action.
Oh my god, dude. That would be another.
But regardless, the animated one's
this is pretty exciting still. It could be rated R, which would make this the first ever rated R. If it happens, it would be the first ever rated R animated.
The fact that they're even giving it the green light at all, like, or even contemplating giving it the green light, like, this is if they're gonna do it, DC's gonna do it the right way, and in order to do this the right way, it needs to be rated R.
Yeah, it was the producer James Tucker at Comic-Con who did say that DC has given them permission to do so. So the rating won't be decided for a long time, and that doesn't necessarily guarantee that it will be rated R. It's just that DC has told them if they want to go that far, they have the blessing.
And like Dean said too, this isn't live action, so put that into your heads too. Animation can get away with a lot more things, like decapitations and swords through the chest and stuff like that, more than live action can. So
here's my final thought on this: is if they are going to do this and rate it R, make the best use of it. Go all out. Just do it. Don't pull your punches. Go for it.
That's what I agree with. But it depends on how they want to tell the story. If they can tell the story and they don't need to make it rated R and it's still a legitimate story,
then that's fine too. That's totally fine. But if they're gonna use the R rating, go for it.
Retweet on that.
Number 18, Elizabeth Olsen is happy to be portraying a character that isn't sectioned to a specific team, and she will be a wild card in the upcoming Civil War movie.
That's awesome. This is the thing that I take away from this is, like, we don't know what that you speculated on what the hell she's going to be doing in Civil War, but the fact that I can't trust anything Elizabeth Olsen says, because, like, what the hell does she know about anything?
She wants the big one.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like a wild card or something. They've been telling me, but like I'm super powerful. Look at me, I'm the Scarlet Witch. Am I right? So that's what I take away from her talking about it. But what is cool is like she is saying, like, we don't know whose team she's on. Like we don't know whose team she's on. We don't know, Bobo. So it's like crazy. Once we figure it out, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's on the side of Captain America.
Yeah, that's what
However, she does in the comic books have a love interest in the Vision, so he's on Iron Man's side.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Don't really care, because I don't really care about Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh, don't say that.
I care about whose side she's on. I just don't. What I mean when I don't say I don't care.
Oh, it's like what I said.
I don't really care about what she thinks.
Her call is like nonsense stuff.
You just do what's written and be thankful that they let you be in this. She was like my least favorite. One of my least favorite parts about Age of Ultron.
She's like, this is her. In Soviet Russia, I'm the Scarlet Witch. Dude. I'm like, what?
She phoned it in so hard.
I'm like, this is not like who screen tested you and said you're the one.
Yeah,
they should have picked a Russian actress.
Weird thing.
Yeah,
they should have picked a Russian.
That's what makes me mad. But whatever.
Weird thing I noticed is that for some reason, from at the end of Age of Ultron, when she is like when she finally we see her time, she's like 300 times prettier than she was the entire time.
Yeah, why is that?
Like, what happens? Is Captain America's like, listen, you can be on the team, but you gotta wash your hair and clean the black shit out of your eyes.
Well, I guess because they were living in Russia, and like Russia's like fucked.
Yeah, she's like all dolled up. She looks like a totally different.
Yeah, no, for sure. She looks beautiful, and in her normal pictures, like she's a beautiful, beautiful girl. Like she's I like her. I like her face, but I noticed that too. That was the first thing I said when they showed her at the end of the movie. I'm like, the fuck happened to you? I was so confused.
It's so weird, right?
It's very, because it's off-putting. You're like, wait, I just saw you for 2 hours and now you can look like that? Like, I'm just confused about it.
Right. But that's that.
Don't make her dirty for dirty's sake.
Number 19, Carrie Ann Moss will be playing Hogarth as the attorney for Heroes for Hire in Jessica Jones, and has a special connection to the Iron Fist.
Are we so excited? Okay, so for those of you that aren't relating the name, Carrie Ann Moss played Trinity in the Matrix trilogy. We love her. She's badass, can do action scenes. Her character's name is Hogarth, who in the comics is originally played by a guy. And originally he's the attorney for Jessica Jones, or not Jessica Jones, excuse me, for Luke Cage. And then when Luke Cage and oh my God, I'm blanking on... Oh, Matt Murdock. There we go. Daredevil's actual name. When they make the Heroes for Hire, what she does is she starts up this company to become the attorney for superheroes, kind of like in the vein of what Claire was supposed to be as night nurse. She's like the nurse for all the superheroes. So now they have like their own version of the attorney. And in this version of it, she's not only being played by a female, the character, but then her special connection, she starts off in Jessica Jones and then is the attorney for Iron Fist's dad. And this was rumored for forever, and then they finally confirmed it. So that's awesome. I'm kind of excited. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I love Carrie Ann Moss. She's phenomenal.
I love Iron Fist, actually. He's awesome.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, but I mean like the actress that we're discussing currently.
I don't really give two shits about her.
Did you ever see Memento?
No.
She was phenomenal in that. You need to watch that movie.
The last thing I saw of hers was The Matrix, and I was like, okay.
What? You have seen any of her new stuff? She's so good. No. I like her a lot.
All right.
I'm excited about you, Carrie Ann Moss. When we have you on the show, like I said, I'll be doing the interview. We need to make a list of those people of who I'm interviewing because you just hate so many people. You're like, I'm over it.
It's not that I hate them. It's just that I don't care what everyone's doing. You know what I mean? Like Carrie Ann Moss, really? What do I care? What are you doing? What do you do? What have you done for me lately?
Her middle name's Anne.
That's cool, I guess. Moving on to number 20. Marvel has teased Elektra and Punisher for season 2 of Daredevil.
Okay, and I'm going to kind of read through this footage a little bit here. In a montage that was shown, we see Daredevil in full costume. He's going down a grimy stairway. Elektra puts on a veil-type mask over her lower face, and bullet shells begin being picked up off the floor of a crime scene. We see Karen looking at an X-ray type image of a stylized skull, and then Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, who they haven't shown him at all. They don't show him. Right. Walks down in what appears to be a hospital corridor, holding a gun. In a voiceover, he just says one word: beg. Wow.
Yeah, I heard it was like super dark and gritty sounding.
Freaking out. So that's the preview that hopefully we'll be able to see soon enough when they release it to the public. But oh my God. And then in the Q&A, everyone just talked about how awesome the show is. And I know it's going to be awesome because how can it not be? It's fucking Daredevil.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for the Punisher to come into play. It sounds like he's nailed it.
John Bernthal's the shitballs too. He played such a dark character in Shane on The Walking Dead, so I just know he's going to be perfect for the show. I know I'm going to like him more than I did Thomas Jane, and that's saying something because I love Thomas Jane.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, very, very good. I'm actually going to start watching. I haven't seen a single episode of The Walking Dead. I'm actually planning on starting today.
You make me physically ill, but I'm happy that you're choosing the right life and the right path.
You can't. I don't have time to watch everything. You know.
It's okay. You'll make
doesn't
time.
Exist.
It's okay.
But I'm getting there now.
Look at you, you beautiful bastard.
So I'm I think we're both pretty excited about that.
Very excited.
Moving on into some more Netflix series news. Jessica Jones premieres at NYCC and proves it may be the most mature. No, it is the most mature Marvel Cinematic Universe project to date.
Which is perfect because I was talking to Dean before we wrote the story down, and I was like, listen, like I thought Daredevil was like some gritty ass dark shit. Like Jessica Jones is even more dark than that. Like that's crazy. And like if you guys haven't seen, they also released the 2 latest teasers of one being the Purple Man, who's being played by David Tennant, hashtag the 10th Doctor, never forget. And they also showed one of her Jessica Jones getting to work by using her superpowers. So go check those out. They're little short teases. They've released now 4 total. So go check those out on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, I'm so hyped for the show. November 20th. It's right around the corner. I need it to happen. Almost a little bit less than 2 months now. Or 1 month, I should say.
Do we know when Daredevil starts?
Daredevil starts 2 weeks before Jessica Jones. It starts earlier than Jessica Jones. It might be a week. It might be 2 weeks before.
I'm so excited for all of it. I like this, though. I like that the more mature stuff is finding its home on Netflix. I feel like that makes sense.
Netflix now I consider like HBO. You know what I mean? Like they don't have the restrictions. Like they can do movie like budgets, but then they also have the dark and gritty tones.
It lives off. All TV is like over here, and then Netflix is off in its own world. And it's like, hey, you want to check out some real shit?
I consider like AMC, HBO, and Netflix to be like the top tier of television. Sometimes Showtime.
It's crazy how far.
Sometimes Showtime. Never Fox. Yeah. Never Fox.
No, not so far. But it's exciting, dude. I'm very excited about this. I like that the more mature stuff lives on Netflix, like I was saying. Then like you get the more all around like action type of things in the movies. The big over the top action stuff like Avengers and all that stuff. It fits for the movies. And then these smaller, like it makes sense because these characters are more like they're from like the streets of New York. You know, they're from like the part where like shit gets like street level real, not like alien invasion type real, but like there's like murderers.
There's like guys raping. Like yeah, it's like dark.
Exactly. So it makes sense. I like it. I like that this is what's happening.
Agreed.
In our lives.
And the acting that they're getting for all these roles: Kristen Ritter, David Tennant, Charlie Cox, Rosario Dawson. Like, come on now, dude. You can't beat it.
I know. So moving on to number 22, another really exciting one. Bryan Cranston wants to play the role of Mr. Sinister on Fox's X-Men cinematic series.
Which is phenomenal. The quote here that I have for him. It intrigues me to be able to play a character that hasn't been on film before, so you can create it from the beginning. Bryan Cranston is menacing as shit, as we've seen on Breaking Bad. Spoilers for that show. But he's also kind of lighthearted, so I feel like he would fill the role of Mr. Sinister. And if you guys don't know who Mr. Sinister is, he was introduced in the X-Men universe a while back, and he has telepathic powers. He can project energy, shapeshift, regenerate, and be in real pain. Like be a pain in the ass to anybody, like who he just doesn't care. That's why they call him Mr. Sinister. Like he's just.
The first thing he said was, he was like, well, he was going to play Lex Luthor, and then that didn't pan out. WB decided to go with a different.
Just because they needed a younger person, I feel like.
I like that he was like, fine, I'll go with Marvel.
Yeah, right.
And like he was pretty much like his original quote was like, I really want my next like villainous role to be a really like nasty Marvel
he wants
villain.
something
and
messed
I feel
up.
Like just the fact that he said that pretty much guarantees that he's going to get a role.
The thing that gets me about him is like he's such a cool actor, and then he switched tonally from so many different things. If you remember, he was Malcolm in the Middle originally, then he went to Breaking Bad. Now he's on Super Mansion, which is the superhero spoof show done by the creators of Robot Chicken. So now it's time for him to do another dark role, I think.
He's a lot of other stuff in between.
Yeah,
he used to be on Seinfeld. He played a really funny role.
He had a recurring role in Friends.
He was everywhere, dude.
For a bit. Yeah, he's awesome.
He was all over the place.
How I Met Your Mother. He played Robin's crazy boss.
Yeah, he's got just crazy like duality to him. That said, I feel like Mr. Sinister would be kind of a waste on him.
I agree too, but
you use him for some. I want to see him be like someone more.
That's why I was vying for him as Lex Luthor in the beginning, because he would have been perfect for that role.
Yeah, he would have been amazing, dude. And I really want to see him. I mean, if he's gonna be with Marvel, great. I'm all about that. But like,
all about that.
I want to see him be around for a while if he's gonna do that. You know.
Retweet.
That's where I'm personally.
I just like Bryan Cranston, so I hope you get something in the superhero realm, because I'd like to see you there, sir.
He will. Trust me. The fact that he put that out there, it's gonna happen.
That's true.
Marvel is always listening, and there's no way they didn't hear that. And we're like, what? We could get Bryan Cranston? Let's get him.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a powerhouse now.
And then finally, our last story is Mark Hamill will be returning to The Flash for season 2 as the Trickster.
Yes! Basically, he's returning to The Flash as the Joker, but they just have to call him the Trickster. He nails his character. I love Mark Hamill. Talk about duality of an actor. Like, holy shit, dude. He's going from the superhero, almost superhero, Luke in Star Wars to playing every menacing, most terrifying human being that I've ever come to know in my life. Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Yep, I agree.
I think that says it all.
He is awesome. I loved him on the show. It's just a weird little, it's a fun little, the episode he was almost just like a fun, weird little break off the beaten path side episode, which I loved. It was cool.
Yeah. And he had his own two episode story arc, which was nice. I love him. Skipping topic of the week, like Dean said at the beginning of the show, we won't be doing a topic of the week this week just because we have all that New York Comic-Con news that we had to do.
We have over an hour of show already. We're at an hour and 23 minutes.
Did we want to do the question?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. I figured we'll end the show with this. So if you guys have any questions, of course, we answer them here on the show for you. All you have to do is send them to us in an email, and that is at powerup@thelevelupnetwork.com. Everything spelled exactly as it sounds. No spaces, capitals, or anything weird. Titled question, just like Rick Warren, everybody. You might know him as GFN2112 in the chatter sphere, on the YouTube comments, on the Twitter sphere. And he says, first off, really love the double dose of Power Up this week, guys. The wait was killing me. Oh, thank you, Rick. Thank you for watching.
I think that's how Rick sounds.
He says, this question is pretty simple, but it is probably going to hurt Dean to answer. So, Dean, be ready to get hurt. If you could only have one of these games, would you rather have Gotham by Gaslight or a Spider-Man game developed? This is the cherry on top of the sundae. Both games being developed by Sucker Punch, but they can only make one.
Spider-Man.
That's what I agree with, too. That's how I have to pay.
It's got to be Spider-Man, right?
The thing that gets me is that we've already seen a good Batman game, and we've already had a decent Spider-Man game, but we haven't had one on the level of Arkham.
We've already seen a trilogy of good Batman games. Arguably a quadruple, because I thought Arkham Origins was good
I
too.
consider Arkham Origins in there. But the thing that gets me about Spider-Man is like, yeah, Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite games. The Amazing Spider-Man games weren't bad, 1 and 2. I enjoyed both of those. The thing that gets me about Sucker Punch doing it, though, is I feel like they could crush a Peter Parker story, especially because they're very good at writing female characters. Sly Cooper with Carmelita Fox and Count Kayla, or whatever her name was, Kyla, in the sequel. And then in their more recent with Fetch, played by Laura Bailey in Infamous Second Son, and then going back to even the previous Infamous games with Quo and I'm forgetting the black girl's name, Nyx? N-I-X,
Nyx
right?
was the villain that like you could choose to side with in Infamous 2, yeah.
So they can write females very strongly, so I feel like if they did especially a Spider-Man game, so now this is my add-on to Rick's question for us. What Spider-Man would you like to see? I would go Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy, just because I love Gwen.
I would love to see like like the Amazing Spider-Man comic book universe.
Yep.
As for like as like love interests, I'm cool with Mary Jane and or Gwen. Doesn't really matter to me. I like both of them.
I like Gwen. Gwyneth is.
I would like to see some kind of cool like talent attached to it.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like I want to see someone cool like play the part, like Laura Bailey as like Mary Jane or something like that.
Oh,
you know
I don't
want.
I don't want to see it like Arkham Knight was, where they switched over and every single character was voiced by a celebrity. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
They brought a lot to the roles, but like I hated Ashley Greene as Barbara Gordon. Like hated it.
I didn't hate. I thought she did well.
I hated it. It made me kind of sick to my stomach. So I think.
But I want it to be like like if they're gonna do it, I want it to be like.
Like Troy Baker, Nolan North, Laura Bailey.
Troy Baker should totally play like Green Goblin.
Oh my god, if he didn't play Green Goblin, I feel like I would be upset. As for Peter Parker himself, I would like to see that played by what's his face, who was in oh my god, Uncharted 2, Flynn
from Uncharted 2.
I don't know who played him, but that voice actor is incredible.
I don't know.
Do you remember Flynn from Uncharted 2?
No, I don't.
He's like the cocky like best friend who like hooks
the one
up.
You go on the he was Australian.
Yeah,
right?
He had an accent. Yeah. I don't know if
you go on the original in the beginning, the bank heist.
Yes. And like the museum heist you do with him.
You think that guy should be Peter Parker?
No, the voice actor. He's not only done Flynn, he's done a bunch of other stuff, but I can't think of his. That's the one he's like notably known for. The voice actor is incredible.
I need to know
either him
I commit to this or not.
Either him or in The Last of Us, I'd like to see Marlene's actor be incorporated somehow. I love her, and I like Ashley Johnson instead of Laura Bailey to play Gwen Stacy. I really like Ashley Johnson.
That's a good one. You win on that one.
Thank you.
The Flynn thing, I don't think so. But
you have to find his other work.
I'm with the Ashley Johnson thing. Steve Valentine.
Yes. He's awesome.
He actually was in Spider-Man 3.
What?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't that put the cherry on top of Greg's son?
Yeah, but I don't see he was a fucking photographer in Spider-Man 3. No. I don't think he would be like, I don't know, like I'm listening to his voice. I don't know how that would lead you to be Peter Parker though.
I just see it in my head.
My Peter Parker will be
because I want Nolan North to play a villain. I want Troy Baker to play a villain. I want Marlene to play a villain.
Nolan North and Troy Baker to be villains?
Yeah. David from The Last of Us, Nolan North.
Yeah, but I don't want them both to be villains.
I totally want them both to be villains because every time we have never seen them work together. The first thing they're going to be working on together is Uncharted 4, and now that they're working on this together, like I'm kind of scared.
If Troy Baker could play down a little bit in age, I can get down with him being Peter Parker.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, for sure. He would be Peter Parker is pretty much a funnier, less annoying Delson if you think about it. I would be super down. And I think with Ashley Johnson as Mary Jane or Gwen, that would be fucking amazing. And then I would get down with Nolan playing the villain. Also, if not Troy Baker, I think Josh Keaton, who voiced Spider-Man in one of the animated series.
Okay.
He also voiced him in... Did you play Shattered Dimensions?
Yes, love Shattered Dimensions.
He voiced the Ultimate Spider-Man in that universe.
Oh, I love that voice. That's a good voice.
Yeah, I would like to see him.
He was my favorite Spider-Man.
He was awesome.
I love that Spider-Man.
I'm trying to find the animated series he did the voice in, but...
now I want Ashley Johnson as Gwen Stacy, and it's making me excited.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But
Josh Keaton's actually a very good voice actor.
For your question. We appreciate your question. Not as hard as we thought for Dean to answer that one, just because we need a good Spider-Man game. We've had our
on a great Spider-Man game. Yeah,
I think we both agree on that. But anybody else, if you want to send us your questions, your comments, your concern, or your feedback, Rick was the only one we got the whole week. So it's very easy to be featured on the show. We don't judge you unless you judge us, and then we'll just write you back in an email. We won't feature you on the show. But you can email us. That is powerup@thelevelupnetwork.com. One last time. Don't title it anything unless you want to, and if it's really super important, title it "This is really super important." Dean.
I mean, yeah, no, title it. Just title it question.
Yeah, just something simple.
But I mean, honestly, we really don't get like crazy amounts of emails, so we'll
get there. We'll get there one day.
You're good. We'll see that shit.
And thank you once again to Rick GFN. We love you.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is another episode of Power Up in the Bank, episode 12 the date of. What date is it today?
This is 10/12. Yeah.
So guys, if you want to catch this and many more of our episodes, all you have to do is subscribe to YouTube. We are the Level Up Show at Level spelled LVL, youtube.com/Level Up Show, Level spelled LVL.
Retweet.
And these go live every Saturday, usually in the afternoon. Or for audio, head over to SoundCloud and iTunes. And if that's not enough for you, become a patron on patreon.com/Level Up Network. And for $1 or more a month, but all you really need is $1, you get these episodes early on Tuesday nights. And if that's not enough for you, follow us on Twitter. I'm at @thebeast_NJ on Twitter. Greg is at Greg Virga. Thank you so much. Thank you, Greg. I love your face. I love all you guys.
Oh, I love your face. Your face makes me happy. Your eyebrows are always on fleek. I don't know how, because you don't pluck them or do anything with them, and it kind of makes me sick because I have to work on them.
I get a lot of questions about my eyebrow maintenance, and there is none. And
on episode like 50 of Power Up, we're gonna have like a deep dark secrets moment, and you're gonna tell me what you do to your eyebrows.
Literally wake up. I woke up, I made a cup of coffee, and I walked in this room and started recording.
Yeah, I think that's all a lie. But we love you all. Always remember to power up. And just in case you can power up, just do what Batman would do, which is always the right answer.
Yeah, power up.